just about an hour, the polls will close in New York State and the counting will begin in this highly anticipated midterm election. I'm CJ Santaswaso.
And I'm Julia Milano. Welcome to this Democracy in Action update from the NCC newsroom at Syracuse University.
The race for New York's 24th congressional district has generated a lot of local buzz. Democrat Dana Balter is running against Republican incumbent John Katko, who has been in office since 2015.
This district has flipped back and forth from blue to red since 2007. If Balter wins this race, she'll continue this trend. Balter would also be making history as the first Democratic woman to represent this district. Here are some key facts about each candidate.
If he wins, Katko will be the first incumbent to win his third consecutive term in over 10 years. Now, though he's on the Republican ticket, he calls himself an independent moderate. Katko won by over 20% in both of his previous wins.
Balter is endorsed by former President Barack Obama. She's an organizer for the grassroots organization CNY Solidarity Coalition. This is Dana Balter's first time running for political office.
Now, of course, at the end of the night, there will be winners and there will be losers.
But it doesn't matter which group you're in, there will still be a party.
For the Onondaga County Republicans, that party will be on the Sheridan on the SU Hill.
That is where DI reporter Ashton Hiron is now. Ashton, how's it looking over there?
No, there hasn't been much action here at the Sheraton in Syracuse, but people are slowly filing in and these tables should soon be filled as they're here for Republican Watch Party. The race that everyone is following here tonight is for the 23rd Congressional District, where Democrat Dana Balter is challenging Republican John Katko, which he's going for his third term in Congress. Now the polls are still open for about another 45 minutes. We'll be following the races here at the Republican Watch Party. You stay tuned for our next newscast, which is at 10 p.m. for Democracy in Action. Back to you guys in the studio.
While voter turnout has been overall high this midterm elections, a specific demographic is showing a surge in participation, and it could be enough to change the tide. According to Catalyst, a data company that compiles ballot counts, the young vote, or voters under the age of 30, showed their strength as far back as the early vote. Young voter turnout has increased since 2014, the voter sharing doubling in some states. The young voter numbers are comparable to those of the 2016 presidential election. Looking locally for Election Day, student representatives for campaigns, such as those for Balter and Katko, were offering rides to polling places to students and have registered hundreds for SU's campus alone.
A central New York race that has caught some national attention is taking place in the 22nd District. For Democrats, they're hoping the seat can flip, and for the president, he is hoping a supporter of his agenda will remain in Congress. Claudia Tenney, the Republican incumbent, has found herself in a tight back-and-forth race with Democratic challenger Anthony Brindisi. At this point, experts are calling the race a virtual tie. 538 has the race as a deadlock, with Brindisi holding a slight advantage. Cook Political Report has the race as a toss-up leaning Republican. And the New York Times, in a recent poll, gave Tenney a 1-point advantage. Now, both Tenney and Brindisi served in the New York State Assembly together from 2011 until 2017, and Tenney was elected in 2016 to Congress. Now, as mentioned, she has the president's support. He endorsed her on Twitter yesterday and even visited Utica on her behalf in August, the first sitting president to visit the city in 70 years. Now, Brindisi is running as a moderate. He has said on the record that he would not support Nancy Pelosi as the leader of the Congressional Democrats if he was elected. In 2013, he went against his own party in voting against the New York Safe Gun Act. This led to the NRA giving him a 100% approval rating. That changed when he challenged Tenney, and the NRA now gives him an F rating. Now, the president, knowing how close the race is, even sent his son, Don Jr., to campaign for Tenney last night in a congressional district that the president himself won by 15 points over Hillary Clinton. This deadlock race certainly is people talking. Now, while many people go out and vote on Election Day, why they vote is special to each individual, whether it is to honor those who fought for their right to vote or to be a part in the change they want to see. Democracy in Action's Allie Heath shows us just how special this civic duty can be.
At Faith Heritage School in Syracuse, voters are lining up to fill out their ballots for a variety of reasons. For voters like Thomas Rouse, a window washer in downtown Syracuse, the issues at stake are broad.
We need change. I mean, it's not right. We need change, period.
This year, Onondaga County had the highest ever voter registration numbers for a non-presidential election.
But for some voters here, it goes beyond just the issues on the ballot. Voting is a long-standing tradition and one they hope to pass on.
Raynette Relaford is an administrator on the Citizen Review Board in Syracuse, and she's voted every year to honor her family members that fought for the right to vote. She goes with her daughter Emerald on the way to school.
It's important that we come out and exercise our vote as early as possible because they worked for many years so that we can.
And Emerald is learning here too.
Absolutely, so that she understands how important it is and that even before work and even before school, we go out there and we cast our vote.
For Rouse, voting is also a big deal in the family. He made sure of it.
Everybody, I made sure all my kids, they all 20 and over, so I made sure all of them was registered to vote. The older people, the elders, they fought for our right to vote, so I just want to keep it going.
Regardless of how old or young you are, it's important to fill out a ballot for every election you can vote in, not just in big elections like this one. Reporting for Democracy in Action in Syracuse, I'm Allie Heath.
If you head over to the Onondaga County Board of Elections website, you are able to get tallies of tonight's election results from the races in New York State. So some of the races you can follow include the governor's race, and as you can see here, you have each of the candidates listed with the percentage of ballots. And as you scroll down, there's more. You could see the comptroller, you could see the attorney general with all the candidates there, United States Senator, Supreme Court, it goes on and on. The polls have not closed yet, so there is no information available yet. So make sure you tune into Democracy in Action at 10 p.m. to get all of the incoming results.
Now, thanks, Julia. There's less than an hour remaining until the polls close, but make sure you stay in line even if you are still waiting when the clock strikes 9. Polling places by law, are required to stay open and let you vote if you arrive and get in line before closing. So if you haven't voted yet, it's not too late. Make sure you head over to your designated polling place as soon as possible. And that will do it for us now. Thanks for watching this Democracy in Action update from the NCC Newsroom at Syracuse University. Stay tuned for our next update coming up at 10 o'clock. In the meantime, continue to explore our site to see, hear, and read about the stories about the voters of Onondaga County. Have a great night, Syracuse.